I am here with Miles Johns, and welcome to the DailyDose MMA show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you having me.
Man, we appreciate you coming on. Just got a few questions for you, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a busy dude. You got a fight coming up, UFC 265. Can you just kind of tell me how training camp's been? How are you feeling?
It's been good. It's been a different challenge having the fight booked and getting to do everything except actually fight, and then getting it rebooked for 3 weeks after. It's been different, but it's been good, man. I felt like I wrapped my head around it well and quick, and I've used this last 3 weeks just to continue sharpening my tools, so I feel better now than I did 3 weeks ago, and my weight's better. So, yeah, it's awesome. I'm feeling good.
You're a guy, I think you're very exciting, just the way you fight, your style of fighting. Your last fight obviously was in last October. Big knockout. I believe you got the performance bonus in October, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. What should we expect from you coming out into this fight? Obviously it was rescheduled. You were on weight, everything was going well. You said your training camp's been excellent. Obviously this COVID time is weird for everybody, but what can we expect from you? What can we expect to see?
Really same type of thing, man. I like to have exciting fights, fan-friendly fights, but really I'm just doing my thing, man. I am an explosive guy. I like to explode and unload. So I think you can expect to see an evolved version of myself. Looking back at the fight in October, it was good, but I wasn't impressed with a lot of things. So I'm just always in a state of evolving and trying to grow. And I think that'll definitely come out in this next fight.
And there's a guy also in Bantamweight division. He's been making a little bit of noise here. Adrian Yanez, you've already fought him. You've actually beat him already. You got a win on that record. Is that a fight you'd be interested in running back? I mean, both you guys have this explosive knockout power. I think it would be a super exciting fight. I mean, like you said, you want to be fan-friendly fights, these kind of things. Is that something you'd be interested in running back?
Yeah, man, absolutely. That fight was for the LFA belt. It was a long five round, 25-minute fight, and we went the whole distance and stuff. And yeah, I'm happy for Adrian. I saw him getting his shine and stuff. He had a great knockout on the Contender Series. I think he's had 3 knockouts in a row in the big show. And so I'm happy for him, man. I've always liked the guy. I know he's been through a lot, and I'm happy to see him get his shine. But I feel like there's a lot of guys that are on my resume that I've beat that are going to be names coming up. Levi Miles is another one that people are starting to talk about. And I think when he gets in UFC, if he's at 135, that he'll make some noise. So that's always like kind of just giving me a little bit of confidence. Things that are done in the dark will eventually always come to light. And yeah, that fight was kind of big, but people kind of forgot that I've already beat this dude along with a bunch of other monsters, and I would be interested in running that back. He has a lot of hype, a lot of eyes on him right now, which, like I said, I'm happy for him. But in this game, when somebody gets juice and you think you can steal that juice, and that's what you do. You step in there and you steal all their juice. So we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm just focused on Anderson. I know that he's going to be a tough fight. I know he's going to come forward and come at me, but I'm excited, man. I'm ready for it. I think I got some things that he's not really expecting. So we'll see what happens.
And I was just going to say, after, this fight with Anderson, the Bantamweight division is arguably one of the stacked divisions in the UFC right now. And obviously there are guys like Adrian, but there's also guys who are making a lot of noise. You got your Sean O'Malley's of the divisions. You had your big fights, the Corey versus TJ last weekend. These are exciting fights, these guys that are coming up. I think even if you didn't rematch that Adrian fight right away, there are a lot of exciting guys for you in that division. Is there anybody else you've been kind of keeping your eye on, or do you maybe just want to, after get through this weekend, take some time off, reevaluate the situation?
Yeah, man, there's so many fights in the bantamweight division. So many. There's some guys who have some hype around them that I feel like aren't as good as some guys who don't have any hype around them, So for me, I'm not really focused on one person. I'm just focused on being the best version of myself. I know if I reach my full potential, I'll be champion of the division, and so I'm just looking to fight tough guys, fights that make sense and that are going to challenge me at that time. And of course, a fight with somebody who has hype around him is good to get your name out there. but at the same time, things will play out. Just like when I fought Adrian, I knew that was going to be a tough fight for the belt, and I knew it didn't have that many eyes on it. But now people are starting to recognize, oh wait, this dude already beat him. So yeah, if I get a tough fight that doesn't against somebody who doesn't have a ton of hype around him, that's fine too. We'll see what happens. You know, Sean Shelby's good at his job. I trust my coach and manager, and I'm just here for the process, man. I'm here trying to grow myself, and I'm not focused on what these other guys are doing. Although I do know the bantamweight division is what I think the best division, most dynamic division in the UFC. But I'm sure some people would argue with me on that.
Yeah, man. Obviously, without giving away too much of what you're going to do at 265, can you tell me a little bit of what you've seen from Anderson and, you know, kind of your game plan going in?
I've seen that he's a guy that comes forward. It looks like he likes to counter a lot. You know, when people punch, he's game. Even if he gets hit, he has a punch to return right away. I know he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and likes to wrestle. He's been wrestling a ton and stuff on his social media and that. So, I mean, I think he's just going to try to make it a fight, and I'm just looking to do what I do. You know, I know that this is just a game of wills, and I'm going to impose my will on him. You know, it doesn't matter if he's coming forward, swinging for the fences, if he's trying to wrestle the whole time. It don't really matter, man. I know that my game plan is going to overcome, and I'm going to put my will on him, and I think I'm going to get him out of there. You know, that one thing I can't say is he doesn't have a lot of fights that go the distance, and I'm trying to get rid of those fights that go the distance. So I don't see this one going all 3 rounds. I see a finish happening, and I see myself finishing him multiple ways.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, man, taking the judges out might be the best thing to do, especially with some of the questionable calls. Especially last weekend, I think, you know, people are still talking about the Corey and TJ fight. There's another couple fights maybe I scored a little bit different than what the judges had. I've been kind of seeing in the media, a lot of fighters have been talking about, you know, they get the finish, they want to get the finish. You know, you're one of those guys, like I've already stated, you know, it seems like you go in there, you know, you have vicious intent. You know, these are things that I kind of see out of a fighter that I don't necessarily think everybody might see. And that's why I'm excited for this 265 matchup, man. I hope you go out there. I wish the best to you. But kind of moving along, I just want to let everybody know, like, who is the guy outside of camp? You know, what are some things you've been doing since you've been off? You know, obviously fighting is the big thing right now. That's what you're focused on. But, you know, after this camp, what are some things, you know, you like to do outside of camp so that people can kind of get to know who you are outside of the fighter?
Yeah, man. Outside of camp, I like to just spend a ton of time with my family. You know, my wife and I got 3 sons. One is 4, one is 2, and one is 6 months. So they're all real close. It's pretty busy and chaotic here, but I love it. And when I'm spending time with my family, I just love working on my house, like doing different things. You know, my backyard is like my freaking passion. Like I built a pergola, and I'm always trying to build things back there and set things up. We raise golden doodles, so I'm always like making different things for them and stuff. I just like using my hands and being around the house and building and just always just trying to grow, man. You know, I listen to a ton of audio books, and in camp, the audio books have one vibe to them. Outside of camp, they have a different vibe to them, but it's all just kind of focused around growing my mind, being a better human, figuring out ways I can be there to help other people, you know, not just my family, but just people that are around me and stuff. And yeah, man, I feel like if I'm not in like a constant state of trying to grow, then I'm just you know, get a little bit too reckless, or, you know, my emotions aren't all intact and stuff. So yeah, man, I just try to stay sharp, and I do take my mind off of actually fighting people, and just try to develop it. But once it's time to get ready for a camp and about time to throw down, then I'm definitely like laser focused and walking around feeling violent every day. So I can't live like that all the time. Only got to keep the arrow pulled back so often.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, are you one of these guys that tonight, or not tonight, tomorrow night, you'll be watching these fights, or are you kind of one of those guys where you're gonna hang out with your family, and if you see some highlights on Instagram, you'll watch them?
No, man, I'm watching them. Me and my wife love watching the fights. So tomorrow will be like, my kids like watching them too. And if I'm not in camp, we usually have fight parties over here and stuff with some snacks and that. But when I am, we usually try to wear them out to the day. So like during the day, I'm going to be like taking them swimming, taking them to this, taking them to run, all this stuff, so that I can get them to bed at a good time. So me and my wife can just kick back and watch the fights. And then not only do I watch the fights and study them, but afterwards I'm usually in my back doing some shadow boxing and working my own game plan and visualizing what it's going to be like for me when I'm in there. Every time I'm watching, I hear the noise when people are about to walk out to the little theme thing, the UFC theme. I just like get the goosebumps, and I'm just picturing myself knowing that I'm going to be making that walk. And once the sound comes on, that no no no, and they're about to announce your name, man, it's a different feeling. Like they come back, like you're up, and you're in the dressing room getting ready. Like you better be ready to make that walk, or because that's it. There's no more time. So I'm always just trying to remember that feeling of when there's no more time left. Like how are you gonna feel? You gonna feel like you use your time wisely? You feel like you wish you would have done something else. So yeah, I'll be watching tomorrow. And my boy Uriah Hall is fighting in the main event. So I'm real excited for that. He's been working hard, and I'm excited to see that all pay off.
Yeah, and I was just gonna ask, is there any, I don't want to say maybe anxiety, but nerves going into fights where, maybe you're in the back and you're about to go and you're thinking to yourself, like, God damn it, I said I wouldn't be back here again. What are you doing, Miles? Like, or is it all, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to step in there. What's kind of the feeling in the backstage area?
Yeah, man, there's nerves, of course. Good nerves are good though. That's your body letting you know that it knows what you're doing and it's ready to ride with you. So there's a little bit of nerves, a little bit of fear, a little bit of excitement, all the feelings and stuff, a little bit of violence, a little bit of anger, and it's just about channeling those emotions and just trusting yourself, trusting your training. There's a difference between being nervous and being a little bit scared and not believing in yourself. Even if I'm a little scared, a little nervous, I fully believe in myself, and I know that once I step out there and once I do my 2 stomps when I enter, then it's on. Miles is gonna come out, all my training's gonna come out, and I know that I train to a flipping T, man. Every time I throw a jab, my right hand is up, my chin is tucked, and I'm snapping it. Everything I do it. I try to do it to perfection, and so I ride on that. Like that's where my confidence comes from. I know if we get in a firefight and we're both throwing combos, my hook is going to come right in front of my chin, and my other hand's going to be up. And if his hand is down, he's going to get knocked out, because things happen in those moments. And yeah, that's where I get my confidence from. But yeah, the nerves and all that, it's all part of it. And you can learn to enjoy it. I haven't really learned to necessarily enjoy them, but I've learned to embrace them. So.
All right, man. Well, got maybe one more question for you, and then I'll let you go. I read online, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were actually a nurse before you started fighting. Is that correct?
Yeah, I graduated nursing school. I never started actually working. But I have my job called, the job I was going to do called me literally the day of weigh-ins on the Contender Series. It was like, hey, we have a job for you. If you want to come back for your second interview, this and this, let us know, whatever. And I was just like, all right, I will let you know, but I'm going to have to get back with you. And once I got the contract, my plan was actually to still fight and still work, because you really only work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. But something changed, man. I just had to listen to my heart, listen to God, and I felt like I couldn't just chase. I wanted that extra paycheck just for stability, but I felt like that wasn't the move. I felt like I had to put everything into this. And even though not knowing when my debut would be, not knowing how soon I'd be able to fight back and it's worked out, man. It's worked out. So yeah, maybe go back there in the future, but not likely after I've been out of the game so long. But I have a huge respect for nurses. My mom's a nurse, my wife's a nurse, and everything. So yeah, it was not for me right now, but yeah, I graduated nursing school, passed NCLEX and everything.
Well, that's big, man. Congrats on that. I'm sure once you got that call from Dana White, your brain switched to time to fight mode. So, I'm sure that call was a little more exciting than the one back home getting the nursing job. But, like I said, man, I'm excited for the 265 fight. I wish the best of luck to you. If there's anything else you'd like to say, you got a few minutes, but I just want to thank you again for coming on. Coming on to the show.
Hey, I appreciate the time, man. Nothing really to say. Just follow me on my Instagram, Miles Johns, and I appreciate all love and support.
All right, man. Well, thank you. Goodbye, everybody. And again, have a great fight.